And even though we've already poured one FAFO today, we've got another cup in the brew via the way of the farmer in the US of A. That's right, they voted overwhelmingly for Daddy Dumpy Pants. See, the Republicans convinced their ass that China was going to come in and swoop up and take their farmland from them. Yes, they've been telling y'all that lie for quite some time. That China owns all of our farmland, and what they don't already own, they're coming for. So vote for me and I will save your farm, baby. And as of today, farmers are finding out that there's no money about. They can't even get a hold of the things that they need to do the farming, dear. Not the workforce, not the fertilizer, hell, not even the seed.
This is how I know that Trump does not give a damn about those farmers who voted for him. Instead of bailing them out and giving them the help that they need, he just sent 20 billions, yes, with a B, 20 billions to Argentina. I thought that MAGA stood for Make America Great Again. I guess I was wrong. It's about making everybody else great but America.
And they're looking towards the government and the orange fool and JD too for a subsidy or two. But I encourage you to remember that they took away all your subsidies, dear, when they decided to cut into EBT. A whole lot of EBT subsidies go to our farmers, baby, but they cut those subsidies. So you can ask and you can beg all you want to. What's going to end up happening to you is you're going to be encouraged to go once again to a bank, friend, and take out a loan that you will never be able to pay back. And what you're not going to know, what the bank's not going to tell you, but I will tell you right here, dear, because JD has been doing this for almost 2 years. Yes, JD Vance with his toddler pants and his queer ass stance, the Maybelline queen, who has future dictator dreams for over the past 2 years. He's been coming for farmland in the US of A.
Now, let me share with you something that those farmers don't know. JD Vance, yes, JD Vance, Trump vice president, is deeply invested in a company that helps rich people buy farmland. Let's be honest here, the goal is not to help save family farms. The plan is to buy them for pennies on the dollar, merge them all together to create monopolies, owned and controlled by the same rich people that financed and funded Trump's campaign. It's not a coincidence. It's not. It was planned all along. So if you are a farmer and you are watching this video, sorry to hurt your feelings, but Trump doesn't give a damn about you. Your voice and your complaint don't matter anymore because Trump already has your vote.
I don't feel sorry for you today because we've been warning you, the farmer, for years and years and years, baby. The only people who have allowed you to have subsidies and supported you in times of despair were the Democrats sitting up there. But you believed the lie from the fucking orange guy and the Maybelline queen too. So I do not feel sorry for you. They told y'all that they were going to privatize everything in the US of A. They made you believe that that was the way, and you thought it was just going to be the post office, baby, and education and health care. You thought the food was going to slip by the orange guy and his privatizing play today. And by the way, it's not even the orange guy that's into this privatization play. That is directly JD Vance and Peter Thiel that want to privatize all the industries in the US of A, including the agriculture industry, boo. And y'all handed it over expeditiously to that faux hillbilly who has never broke his back a day in his life. That is a fact. No calluses will ever be found on that crew. They pay immigrants to do those kinds of jobs for them, and they took the immigrants from you.
Now, let me tell you the beautiful irony about this situation. These farmers have been screaming for so long that government is bad and that socialism is evil. They also have been telling people who need help to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. Now that these hypocrites need help themselves, then all of a sudden, we need to bail them out? Get out of here. It's welfare for people who hate welfare being given to other people. It's socialism for folks who screams against socialism until they need it. These farmers were useful idiots. Emphasis on where. Now they are liabilities, not assets. They are political deadweight pretty much. Why would Trump help them? Tell me why. The election is over. This is tyranny 101. Promise everything, deliver nothing, and move on to the next grift. Here is the sad part, people. They will probably vote for him again or for whoever tells them what they want to hear.
Arkansas farmers, and they're saying, of course, it's affecting everywhere else. We saw Nebraska was having problems, facing bankruptcy. Farmers across this country are facing a huge pinch, and a lot of it has to do with Donald Trump and his policies. Well, you should have thought about that, farmers for Trump, when you went into the voting booth and places like Arkansas, Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska went ruby red in 2024 in November. You guys made your bed, you f***ed around, and now you're finding out. So yeah, the fruits of Donald Trump's love are rotten pieces of. If you didn't know that going in, you know it now. So as your farm continues to struggle and you're looking for a socialist handout, why don't you try pulling yourself up by your bootstraps that you preach to everybody else about and do something about it? Because frankly, the rest of the country doesn't give a damn anymore. You should have thought about that before you sold the rest of us down the river.
Here is what I find very ironic about these farmers. They spent so many years screaming against any kind of handouts, but now they are lining up for a handout themselves. They mocked others for needing assistance, but they are also discovering that politicians don't give a damn about them once they get into office. The big beautiful bill promised to help farmers, but that money will only be available next year after the midterms, because Trump knows he doesn't need their vote anymore. By that time, most farmers will be bankrupt, and when they are, big agri corporations will swoop in and buy their farms for pennies on the dollar. But who knows? Maybe that was the plan all along. Bankrupt those farmers, have them lose their farms, and then, only then, let Big Agri buy those farms back a lot cheaper than they really are. Guys, the timing is perfect. Elections will be over and votes will have been counted. So political promises won't matter anymore.
Let me get this straight. The farmers of Arkansas are asking the federal government for handouts, for checks, because they are struggling financially because of the tariffs and other policies of Donald Trump. They can't sell their soybeans and other goods into foreign countries like China because of the tariffs. They're now too expensive for them to be able to sell them into China because of the retaliatory tariffs. And they can't afford equipment. They can't afford the high rising prices of equipment because of other tariffs on goods and manufacturing and raw material and everything like that. And they are saying they have never seen it this bad. There was a farmer who's in his 39th season of farming, and he says he has never seen it this bad. He literally said, Donald Trump, you said you love us, but I'm not seeing the fruits of your love.
Farmers are suffering and begging for a bailout. Just so you know, a bailout is welfare for the rich and for corporations. These stupid farmers actually believed that trade wars with every country will make them richer. I tell you what, Trump and his rich friends got a lot richer, while farmers got a lot poorer. These people were high-fiving each other when Trump announced that he will put tariffs on every country. Now that nobody will buy their crops, they are destroying them. Farmers massively voted for Trump, but now his tariffs are crushing them. It's so bad that many are facing bankruptcy or even the closure of their farms that have been passed down for several generations. ICE raids have made things more difficult for these farmers. Why? Because almost all of their workforce has vanished. Hispanic workers, who represent the vast majority of these workers, have left farming and there is nobody left to pick up the crops. Thanks to ICE, people ran, got detained, got handcuffed, then detained, or flat out got scared to death and never came back. Most of the people who voted for this will be the first ones to complain about food prices and empty shelves. I got news for them. You reap what you sow, literally.